Good afternoon, all. Uh, Now we have some different session as far as technical sessions are concerned. So we know the technical things are important. However, for a healthy soul, we need a healthy mind. For that, we have arranged, or by looking at the need for those things, AICT has made compulsory to have one or two session on either you can say mindfulness or that to be on the Sahaj Yoga particularly. So we have arranged this session particularly on mindfulness. We have we have an expert with us, Dr. Girija Mahale ma'am. Ma'am is head for the Symbiosis Center for Emotional Well-being. So she is looking after all the various kind of activities. So I request ma'am please to take over the session and please guide us the session what to how to relieve the stresses. We know that the stresses are there, but we don't realize these are the stresses,
Correct.
and which
Absolutely.
which ultimately creates either you can say that's the family fighting or the friends fighting or some addiction.
Very true.
Correct, huh? Yeah. So, madam, over to
Yes.
you,
Okay.
please.
All right. Thank you so much, Chandrakant sir, for inviting me today for conducting this session on stress management. Good afternoon, all the attendees for this session. As sir said, I'm Dr. Girija Mahale. I'm a consultant psychiatrist myself, and I head the Symbiosis Center for Emotional Wellbeing, which is an institute within the Symbiosis International University that has been specifically built or established to look after the mental health of all the stakeholders within the university, including the students, staff, and the faculty. All right. So I believe that today's audience is a very educated class. I had done my research on who's going to be attending the session. So I know that it's faculty and it's some PhD scholars who are attending this session. So catering to your needs, I have tried to customize the presentation for today. A few ground rules before we begin. So, since it's on a virtual platform, I would request people to mute themselves while I'm talking so that there is minimal background noise. I would, however, would love to have the session in an interactive manner, which is why your participation is vital. So, if there are any questions that are coming to your mind, or if there is anything that you want to speak regarding your experience with stress, or any particular things that you do to beat the stress, then I would request you to use the chat box or raise your hand. And Sir Chandrakant sir, if you could help me, because while I'm presenting, I can see my PPT, but I won't be able to see the chat. So if you
Sure,
could
ma'am.
help me with the chat and the questions, then at the end of the session, I would want to take the questions at least 10-15 minutes I would like to give just for Q&A. Okay, so let's begin. Uh, I'd like to begin with a video which I hope you all are able to hear and see. If there's any issues, please do let me know. And I hope that I'm audible and visible to you guys.
Yes, absolutely, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, let's watch this video.
The video is playing now very slow, and actually there is also no voice.
Oh, okay, because at my end it is playing. Should I just copy the link in the chat box then and people can watch it?
Yeah, that will be great.
Okay. I think because the bandwidth gets
Sometime it happens, and we will all have a different bandwidth.
I'll just copy the link. Okay, so I have copied the link in the chat box. If people can watch it, I'll also play it here, but you can watch it on your mobile, or I really want you all to watch this one. Have you all received the link?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. So I'll give a couple of minutes for them to watch this.
Yes, sure.
No audio.
We have given the link in the chat box. You can type, you can watch that. Here is a link. So you can watch separately. There may be an issue for bandwidth.
Okay.
So let's have 5 minutes and you can watch that video, please. A new participant, please refer to chat box. We have shared one link. You can watch that video, please. And once you're done,
Yes. All right. So what did you notice in the video? Can anyone just raise their hand and tell me what did they watch in the video? Somebody's already written, basically guy is frustrated and talks in a not so proper manner. That's absolutely right. Yeah, what? So all the three characters in the video essentially are not happy, right? The first, and how do you know that? From their verbal as well as non-verbal behavior. Like the first person who is at the copyright, photocopy machine, he is so irritated because the paper is getting jammed. that he takes out that frustration on the machine, and you can see that there is clear aggression coming out there. The second person whose name is the lady, the receptionist, is not able to pronounce properly, or she associates that name with the singer. He gets very irritated. Why is my name similar to someone? And then I keep getting asked this question so many times. And the third person who then invites them to the coffee room is also saying like, I have to get out of here because otherwise I'm just going to act in a very weird manner. So clearly you can see that all three are demonstrating irritability, anger, and a lot of frustration. And these are all signs of stress. All right, so we're going to gradually move into what is stress. So we use this term a lot, आजकल बहुत stress बढ़ गया है, this pandemic has brought about a lot of stress. This 21st century life is really very stressful. But what exactly is stress? Now, stress, if you see, is produced whenever there is a demand that is being placed on us, and when the resources that we have to meet that demand are not adequate, then what the response that is produced is what we call as stress. Now, if you see historically, that stress response was actually very, very useful, or it was a survival mechanism for humans. अगर आप बहुत लंबे टाइम के पहले अब जाओगे, तो you would realize that human beings, when they were evolving, the kind of challenges that human beings had at that time were more biological in nature, right? So the major challenges that human beings had were, threats from wild animals or natural disasters like storms or fire, things like that. So in order to help human beings survive on Earth, they needed to have some mechanism whereby they could identify that there was a threat in the environment, and their body would respond instantaneously so that they could either run from that threat or they could fight that threat in order to protect themselves. So essentially, in our brain, there is this emotional brain which was generated in order to meet these biological challenges, where the response of fear was created in order to have the fight or flight response that basically protected us from these biological challenges. So अगर समझो tiger आ गया या lion आ गया, तो essentially that it would create fear in the human's mind, and that fear would help human beings to either fight the lion or run away from the lion, depending on the resources that human had, whether it was a single person there, or whether they were in a group, or whether he had some tools in his hand with which he could fight the lion. Depending on that, the fight and flight response was protective in nature. Okay, so stress response essentially has been there historically in order to protect human beings. But now what has happened over the years, the changes, evolution has brought about a lot of changes, and now apart from biological challenges so far have decreased, but what have increased are the psychosocial challenges that human beings have to face, like financial stress, academic stress, job related stress, family stress, relationship stress, social stress. All these different challenges that human beings have to meet, for which the fight or flight response was only not going to be useful, because every time if you just go into this fight or flight mode, your energy or your resources will get drained, and you will experience what we call as chronic stress. Okay, or you'll experience the physiological or psychological or physical symptoms of stress. तो इसेंशियली क्या होता है कि जब तनाव होता है जीवन में, तो वी हैव आवर रिसोर्सेज, वी हैव आवर फिजिकल रिसोर्सेज एंड वी हैव मेंटल रिसोर्सेज. तो वी यूज आवर माइंड, वी यूज आवर बॉडी इन ऑर्डर टू मीट दैट डिमांड. सो ये रोज चलता रहता है. जैसे कि अभी आपको ये एफडीपी आप लोग अटेंड कर रहे हो, ये अटेंड करने में भी थोड़ा स्ट्रेस जनरेट होता ही है. लाइक आई हैव टू कनेक्ट माई सेल्फ एट 2 o'clock. ये अभी 2 o'clock का सेशन है, सो आई हैड टू मेक श्योर दैट आई हैड माई लंच at 1:45. Then I had to check whether my laptop was charged or not. So I had to take certain actions in order to meet that stress of attending the session at 2 o'clock. and usually we are able to do. So any acute demand that is there, our day-to-day demands that we face, usually we have those resources to meet those demands. Whenever the demand is excessive or the demand continues for a prolonged period of time, then what we experience is excess stress, or what we call as distress. Okay, so समझो, what is acute stress is anything that gives rise to a large amount of stress. जैसे कि suppose in this pandemic there were many people who lost their lives, so the family members or their relatives were going through a lot of grief, and that was an acutely stressful situation. So loss of a loved one is an acutely stressful situation. Or some of the people lost their jobs, their daily source of livelihood was lost because of 6 months of lockdown. Restaurant people or tourism industry totally is currently on at a downfall, and they are having tremendous financial stress. So that is kind of an acute stress. Or suddenly I come to know that I have been laid off and I've lost my job, then that is also a source of acute stress. Or any sudden change, like sudden unexpected change. For example, if I suddenly get transferred to a new place, or I enter into a university which is totally a new place for me, then that is also going to cause stress. Also, sometimes there are things that continue in our life and are chronically stressful, like certain family fights, that have been going on for years. Some interpersonal relationships between husband and wife, that can be a source of chronic stress. Or some financial stress that has also been ongoing, like you've taken some loan and then there has been some problem with it, and then you have some losses in addition to that. Apart from that, there is something that happens with your job. So all this leads to chronic stress. So essentially, when the demand is more than the resources that you have, then what you are going to experience is called as distress. Okay? All right. Now let's understand this a little bit more in terms of our mind. अभी किसी को पता है कि हमारा मन मतलब क्या? What is mind? Can anyone tell me?
You can raise a hand and then you can answer.
Anybody? What is our mind? हम लोग बोलते हैं ना मन के बारे में इतने सारे गाने हैं बॉलीवुड में. But where exactly is our mind? Where is, how does our mind function? Is it located in our brain? Is it located in our heart? What exactly is mind? सब माइंड में है, बोलते हैं ना कि सब कुछ अरे इट्स नॉट हैपनिंग रियली, इट्स ऑल इन योर माइंड. हम बहुत बार बोलते हैं लोगों को. सो व्हाट डज दैट एग्जैक्टली मीन? Okay, if nobody wants to answer, that's fine. I will give you a very simplistic simplistic explanation of the mind. Okay, so man is like a triangle. Imagine the mind is like a triangle where the thoughts, emotions, and behavior are the three vertices of that triangle. Triangle सबको समझ में आता है? And this triangle is connected by, if you can see the slide, by bidirectional arrows. Okay, so imagine the thoughts and the feelings. So जैसा हम सोचते हैं वैसा हम महसूस करते हैं, और उसका असर हमारे बर्ताव के ऊपर होता है. The way we think affects the way we feel. In turn, it impacts our behavior. Similarly, the way we feel also affects the way we think, and in turn it impacts our behavior. And so it's true even for our behavior. The way we behave also influences our thoughts and our feelings. इसका एक लाइव एग्जांपल अभी मैं आपको देती हूँ. There might be now, अभी कितने जन ज्वाइन हुए? लगभग around 100, more than 100 people have joined this session, right? But everybody's self-talk right now is very different. The thoughts that you're having right now, every individual is having different thoughts, which is influencing their emotions. For example, there might be someone who is thinking, "Arey yaar, this session I can clearly math. It is not really related to the actual, whatever computational thing you all are learning. And I can clearly math it. I'll just put myself on mute and my video off. And I don't really need to pay attention to this because I know how to manage my stress. So what will be my feeling? Ki, okay, yaar, I can completely, my feeling will be totally ignore, not paying attention. My feeling will be like I can ignore it, bored. I can feel a bit lazy about this. So those would be my feelings: feeling of boredom, feeling of tiredness, feeling of laziness, and that will be reflected in my behavior where I will switch off my video, I'll switch off my audio, and I'll totally not pay attention to it, isn't it? Similarly, there might be someone whose thoughts are like, oh no, this is very, very important because something that, not often it gets talked about. We often complain that there is a lot of stress, but we don't really know how to handle because it's never been taught in our school or it's never been really included in our education system. So I'm really, really wanting to know, how to manage my stress because I am undergoing a lot of stress. So automatically the feelings will be what? I will have curiosity. I will have some excitement that, okay, I'm learning something new, which I can apply to my life. I feel curious. Okay, madam, देखने तो दो क्या बताती है. Let me just listen to her and see if this is applicable to me. And therefore my behavior will be, I will be totally focused on the session. Whatever distractions are there around me, I'll try and minimize them. I'll keep my mobile phone on silent and I'll pay attention to what madam is speaking. So essentially, this is how our mind is working 24/7. कभी रुकता है क्या दिमाग? इनफैक्ट आई हैव हैड मेनी पीपल कम टू मी एंड से मैडम ये सोचना बंद कर दीजिए. दे गिव मी अ मेडिसिन टू स्टॉप माय थिंकिंग. लॉट ऑफ माय स्टूडेंट्स आल्सो से मैम ओवर थिंकिंग के लिए क्या किया जा सकता है. सो ये माइंड जो है इट इज 24/7 एक्टिव. It is constantly generating thoughts, it is giving rise to emotions, and it is all the time influencing our behavior. Now, usually these thoughts, feelings, and behavior are in an equilibrium state, which essentially keeps our mind in a state of well-being. Okay? So, when do we say that we are mentally healthy or mentally relaxed? When our thoughts, feelings, and behavior are in a state of equilibrium. Whenever there is a stretch, जब विचारों में खिंचाव होता है या भावनाओं में खिंचाव होता है या बिहेवियर में खिंचाव होता है, whenever there is a stretch between the thoughts and the feelings and the behavior, or the thoughts and the behavior, then there is going to be what we experience as distress. Because वो equilibrium बिगड़ जाता है. Equilateral triangle का एक end आप खींचोगे तो definitely that equilibrium is going to be lost. And that is what when human beings start to experience distress, मतलब अच्छा नहीं लगता. It is uncomfortable feeling is what we call as distress. And when that distress continues for a very long period of time, हम कुछ नहीं करते हैं, we continue like that only in life. We don't really regulate our stress, we don't manage our stress. Then it can actually lead to that break in continuity between the thoughts and feelings, giving rise to mental illness. ठीक है? तो that is a trajectory that follows from stress to distress, from distress to illness. And some amount of stress is actually useful. थोड़ा बहुत तनाव, stress is inevitable. वो हम completely eliminate कर ही नहीं सकते. And in fact, as I said, it is a survival mechanism for human beings. Some amount of stress is useful because it helps human beings to take action to meet the goals. It motivates us, and when we are able to meet that demand, it gives a sense of achievement. Ki, okay, I have done something. It gives a sense of fulfillment. So that stress is what we call as the healthy level of stress. It is also called as eustress. और कुछ लोग उसको positive stress बोलते हैं. जैसे कि एग्जाम के पहले जो स्ट्रेस आता है, that actually helps us to be more focused, to stay awake till late at night so that we are able to study the whole portion. It helps us to concentrate better, and it productivity is very high during that just before exams, because the level of stress is adequate, and we are actually feeling quite motivated to achieve our goal of giving the exams in a very good manner. So that amount of stress is adequate, and that is called as a healthy level or positive level of stress. So exactly when the resources, we have adequate resources to meet the demands, then we are in a state of eustress. As soon as the demands become more than the resources, then what we are going to experience is distress. So this is what I was talking about, is usually we are in that equilibrium state. Whenever there's a pull in the thoughts, whenever there is a pull in the emotions or in the behavior, then we go into a state of distress. And if that distress is not managed adequately, then what will develop is mental illness. Okay? Mental illness or even certain physical illnesses. I will come to that as to what is the relationship between our mind and the body. तो इतना तक समझ में आया? Any questions up till now? Okay, all right. Let's move. अभी ये stress आता कहाँ से है? What is the source of this distress? Okay, so now whenever I'm saying stress, I'm really talking about distress. I'm not talking about the eustress, because eustress is the healthy level of stress. Now I'm talking about the unhealthy stress, that and what are the various sources of it. Okay. तो कहाँ से आता है ये तनाव? So as you can see, I've drawn these various bubbles in the slide, and these are the various areas that usually in our life give rise to stress. Now, for me, the workplace stress is more than the family stress. The family stress is slightly more than the social stress. And then there is also physical environment that can give rise to stress, and stress can come from internal, it can be internal as well. I'll explain all of this. So your workplace there could be various factors associated with your workplace which could be a source of stress. जैसे कि maybe the amount of work that you're doing, the load of work could be excessive, and that could be a source of stress. Maybe the relationship with the team members that you're working with or your work colleagues, they can be a source of stress, where you find that one of them is absolutely not cooperative, or one of them is really taking too many leaves and not doing his work on time, or being passive in his work, and not taking any initiative. So there could be workplace stress related to interpersonal relationships with your colleagues, with your boss, with your juniors, okay, all the people that work in your workplace. Thirdly, it could be, in current times, it could be from the fact that some of you might be working from home, some of you might be coming into office and working, and that also can be a source of stress in the current pandemic times, given that public transport has not fully opened, or even if it has, there are a lot of restrictions on it, and then the fear of coronavirus. So traveling to work can be a source of stress, or even if it is work from home, then not having those clear boundaries between work life and family life can also be a source of stress. And especially I see this with women who are working from home. No gender bias, but honestly, like even for myself, I acknowledge this, that a couple of months, initial few months of lockdown, we were also working from home. And really, initial period was really good, great. I felt very relaxed, given that I did not have to travel to the workplace. But after a month or so, juggling both house and work in the same confines of home was really becoming a huge task, where my children were intruding my workspace, or the household chores were being expected, and so that also can create a lot of stress. So in addition to that, what I can see is the technological challenges that we are facing at current, in the given virtual times. So everything is happening from on an online platform. There are technical challenges that we have to face on a day-to-day basis, where sometimes the internet does not support us, or sometimes laptop has some issues, bandwidth is a problem. So internet and technological difficulties can also be a great source of stress, and especially for people who are not so techno savvy, or people who have been always used to dealing with people face to face, never had any experience with technology. For them, especially so, it can be a great source of stress. So that's as far as the workplace goes. Now family, although great source of support, can sometimes also be a source of stress, because whenever 4 people or 3 people or how many ever members are there in your family come together, they will always have their own opinions, they will always have their own identities, and when 4 identities or 4 opinions clash with each other, then there is going to be noise, just like there is going to be a conflict, right? So while things can be great, there can be, we have seen that during this lockdown phase, marital conflicts have increased, family, even domestic violence has increased for that matter, and there is a lot of unband that happens, छोटी छोटी बातों पे चिड़चिड़ होना, एक दूसरे को टोक के बोलना, these all things are happening in the family because of the stress that every individual is facing within that household, their own unique stress. Like there might be children who are also stressed because they have online school and they're not able to go out and channelize their energy. The couple might be having problems because of maybe financial stress or juggling household chores, or not having their own space to do their work. So there could be various factors that could be contributing to that family stress. Social stress. So social sphere can include your friends, your relatives, your social media group, your WhatsApp groups, your Instagram, your Facebook. All this has now become the way of connecting with your friends, with your family. And although it can be a great source of connection and support in these current times, it can also be a source of stress. Especially I see that for youngsters, where a lot of bullying happens, or a lot of negative stuff gets reported on the media, like especially the news channels, which are portraying negative news all the time. And or initially it was all corona news, now it is all Sushant Singh Rajput news, now it is all drug trafficking news. All this negativity constantly, if you're watching, then that is going to create stress in your body and in your mind, knowingly or unknowingly. कभी कभी पता भी नहीं चलता है कि हमें स्ट्रेस हो रहा है, लेकिन ये छोटी छोटी बातें हैं जो accumulate हो जाती है over the period of time, and that gives rise to various symptoms of stress which we don't even realize कि I'm suffering from stress related problems. So these are the 3 major areas of your life. Your physical environment also can be a source of stress. कभी कभी weather is so fluctuating, बहुत ज़्यादा गर्मी होने से भी चिड़चिड़ होती है, like you feel distressed. और कभी कभी बहुत बारिश हो रही है and you're stuck somewhere, so the physical environment can be a source of stress. Or if your home is not that big and you don't have that physical space to do your work, if it especially requires a large amount of concentration, if you're in an IT sector or if you're in an engineering sector and it requires you to have a team meeting maybe, where you don't have the physical space or the boundaries with your family members, then that can also be a source of stress. And so these are all external sources of stress. जो आपके environment से आने वाला stress है, और the situation से आने वाला जो stress है, उसको हम बोलते हैं external source of stress. Okay? Or any life event can also be an external source of stress. What are the life events? अगर death of a family member, as I said, divorce, marriage, birth of a child. Also, there are some of them are happy news. Additional, any change can give rise to stress. Okay. Now, internal source of stress, जो अंदर से आता है. For example, sometimes we get trapped in, like I explained the model of the mind, right? So mind is formed from our thoughts, emotions and behaviors. So thoughts and emotions are the 2 portals of our mind, and what we actually see is the behavior. So when we have these rigid thinking patterns, like ऐसे ही होना चाहिए या उसने ऐसा ही करना चाहिए, shoulds and musts जब हमारे thinking pattern में बहुत ज़्यादा होते हैं, then it will give rise to stress within ourselves. या फिर हमारे कुछ perfectionist traits है, people who are perfectionist या obsessive होते हैं, जो बहुत छोटी छोटी चीज़ों में बहुत ज़्यादा ध्यान देते हैं कि ऐसा इतना ही perfect होना चाहिए, ऐसे सिमेट्रिकली रखना चाहिए, ये लोगों में स्ट्रेस होने का चांस ज़्यादा है, because they internally the way they are thinking is impacting their emotions and it's impacting their behavior and it is giving rise to stress. Okay, so that is the source of internal stress. All right, now that we've understood where is this stress coming from, let's try and understand how is this stress getting manifested. Okay, so as I said, usually acute stress जब होता है, like कुछ घटना घड़ी and I am experiencing stress, so that will be a short-lived stress. So because what happens is when your body experiences, or whenever we as human beings experience a threat in our environment or a challenge in an environment, then our body releases certain chemicals, or our brain releases a chemical called as adrenaline, that essentially prepares our body for that fight and flight reaction. Okay, now usually once that demand is met, that adrenaline level will go down, and again, you know, our body will come in back into equilibrium, our mind will come back into equilibrium, and body energy, mind energy दोनों restore हो जाएंगे and we'll go back to normal. बट अगर स्ट्रेस, जैसे मैंने कहा, छोटी छोटी बातें, छोटी छोटे स्ट्रेसेस, बहुत सारे एरिया से आने वाला स्ट्रेस है और ये लंबे अरसे तक चालू ही रह रहा है, देन व्हाट हैपेंस इज there is another chemical or hormone that is released in our body which is called as cortisol. Now cortisol is also not entirely harmful. Cortisol is also essentially helping our body to generate those resources to meet the demands of life. पर अगर लंबे अरसे तक ये कॉर्टिसोल हमारे ब्लड में अगर रहता है, if this chemical continues to be at a high level in our blood for a prolonged period of time, then it gives rise to a lot of physical health problems. अभी जो आजकल के हम देखते हैं ना 21st century lifestyle disorders जिसको हम बोलते हैं, all these are a result of chronic elevated cortisol levels. cortisol level बहुत बढ़ने की वजह से होने वाली बीमारियां जैसे कि डायबिटीज, हाई ब्लड प्रेशर, कोलेस्ट्रॉल बढ़ना, हाइपरटेंशन होना, इम्यूनिटी कम हो जाना, कैंसर जैसे बीमारियां बढ़ना, all these can be attributed to the increase in the cortisol. Lot of people I'm seeing today have, you know, hair loss, especially young middle-aged men are having, you know, जल्दी जल्दी bald हो रहे हैं. क्यों ऐसा हो रहा है? क्योंकि स्ट्रेस बढ़ गया है. लंबे अरसे तक स्ट्रेस चलेगा तो वी विल हैव प्रॉब्लम्स विद आवर स्लीप. नींद नहीं आएगी, नींद आती भी है तो जल्दी नहीं आती है, जल्दी आने के बाद भी बार बार बिगड़ती है, सुबह उठने के बाद फ्रेश नहीं लगता है, खाना पीना ठीक खाना जाता नहीं है या फिर बहुत खाना एकदम खाने की इच्छा होती है. Then you might have other physical aches and pains, back pain, neck pain, headaches. All these are signs, could be signs of chronic stress. शुगर बढ़ जाती है. जब cortisol बढ़ता है blood में over a prolonged period of time, it also increases your sugar levels in your blood. It causes insulin resistance. So insulin जो एक chemical है जो हमें डायबिटीज से बचाता है, वो क्या होता है, इंसुलिन की लेवल भी बढ़ जाती है खून में और वो इतनी बढ़ जाती है कि वो काम करना ही बंद कर देता है. तो इसकी वजह से हमें टाइप 2 टाइप का डायबिटीज हो जाता है. It has given in new you know, young married couples may have seen a lot of cases where there is no problem with them physically, like they're you know, absolutely reproductive wise they're absolutely okay, but they're having problems with infertility, like women में ये polycystic ovarian disease बढ़ गया है. All this can be attributed to stress. So these are the physical manifestations of stress. Digestive problem, acidity की काफ़ी लोगों को शिकायत होती है, या फिर लूज मोशंस होना स्ट्रेस की वजह से ये भी एक कॉमन तकलीफ हम देखते हैं. देन देयर आर लॉट ऑफ मानसिक तकलीफ है जो तनाव की वजह से होती है. चिड़चिड़ापन, द मोस्ट कॉमन साइन ऑफ डिस्ट्रेस दैट आई ऑफन सी इन यंग पीपल और इवन इन एल्डरली, ऑल एज ग्रुप्स के लिए है. चिड़चिड़ापन होना इज अ साइन ऑफ डिस्ट्रेस. ओके, फिर चिंता लगना, बहुत ज़्यादा चिंता होना. थोड़ी बहुत चिंता सबको होती है, लेकिन वो चिंता जब प्रमाण के बाहर जाए, जिसको हम बोलते हैं एंग्जाइटी, जहाँ पे हमें इतना ज़्यादा डर लगता है कि घर से बाहर निकलूंगी तो मुझे कोरोना हो जाएगा, इस प्रकार का डर लगता है, तो उसे हम एंग्जाइटी डिसऑर्डर कहते हैं. फिर उदास लगना, उदासीनता की बीमारी होना, ये भी मानसिक लक्षण है, बहुत समय स्ट्रेस चलने की वजह से हो सकता है. फिर हमारा you know, our ability to concentrate really goes down because of in a state of chronic stress, कि ध्यान नहीं लगता है, बहुत जल्दी टायर्ड महसूस करते हैं, बहुत जल्दी एग्जॉस्टेड, मेंटली एग्जॉस्टेड लगता है, चीज़ें याद नहीं रहती है, मैंने चाबी कहाँ रखी, मैंने कल किसी से मिले थे वो याद नहीं रहता है, उसका नाम नहीं याद रहता है. Not because you've got dementia, but because you're under so much stress that you're not able to focus your attention, and because of which you're not able to register the things that have happened in the recent past. Then you experience mood swings कि कभी मूड इतना ज़्यादा फ्लक्चुएट होता है कि झटके में आप खुश हो तो झटके में एकदम से छोटी छोटी बातों पे एकदम से लो फील करते हो या एकदम से घबराहट महसूस होती है. तो इस प्रकार के मूड स्विंग्स भी काफ़ी कॉमन होते हैं. Overthinking, as I said, is a very common manifestation of distress. And motivation कम होना, मतलब काम पे आते हो लेकिन लगता नहीं कि कुछ अच्छा करे, या I want to excel in my field of work, or even at home I want to be my best towards my family. That motivation goes down if you're under chronic stress, and you start feeling frustrated कि क्या यार ये जिंदगी, रोज रोज की जिंदगी वही चालू है, खाने पीने का तकलीफ है, इतनी सारी तकलीफ है जिंदगी में, क्या रखा है टाइप के प्रश्न आने लगते हैं मन में. So these are all the manifestations of stress. So what we realize here is that mind and body are very much connected. हमारा मन और हमारा शरीर बिल्कुल जुड़े हुए हैं. Okay, they are inseparable elements of each other. They are like जुड़वा भाई बहन जैसे, So when our mind is under stress, our body also undergoes stress. Okay, तो ये जो हमारे स्नायु है, ये muscles है, they all go into spasm when we are under stress, and which is why we experience all these headaches and aches and pains in our body. Similarly, when our body is under stress, बहुत ज़्यादा physical energy भी अगर आपने spend की, बहुत ज़्यादा भागम दौड़ी हुई आपकी दिन में, तो उसका असर भी आपके मन पे होता है. वेर यू फील चिड़चिड़ापन हो जाता है, मेंटली यू फील फटीग्ड. सो when your body is also under stress, then your mind also experiences that stress. So when your body is relaxed, that can have an impact on your mind, and when your mind is relaxed, that can help with your body. So this link is important to bear in mind, because when we come to management of stress, we will be talking about it in detail. All right, so now I'm hoping that every one of you all have understood how this stress manifests in you and distress manifests in you, and what are the signs and symptoms of it. Okay, अभी ये ना स्ट्रेस मैनेजमेंट का लेक्चर मुझे लगता है बहुत जन लेते हैं आजकल, लेकिन दिस इज समथिंग विच इज वेरी न्यू दैट आई वुड लाइक यू ऑल टू टेक होम दिस टुडे. ओके, कि आजकल हम देखते हैं कि ये कोरोना आने के बाद हर जगह टेम्परेचर मापा जाता है हमारा. देयर इज दिस थर्मोमीटर लेके इवन वॉचमैन्स आजकल टेम्परेचर मापते हैं. तो बेसिकली थर्मोमीटर हेल्प्स टू gauge or measure our body temperature. But is there something that can measure your stress level? पता कैसे चलेगा कि मुझे distress हो रहा है कि नहीं? Or am I, what is my level of stress? How do I really understand? So today I will tell you all to measure your own level of stress, and do this every couple of days and see what is happening to your stress level. Because stress level is very dynamic. ऐसा नहीं है कि आज मुझे डिस्ट्रेस हो रहा है इसका मतलब कल मुझे उतना ही डिस्ट्रेस होने वाला है. it is a very fluctuating thing, it's a very dynamic thing depending on what is happening in your environment, what is happening within you internally. And so it's important that you kind of be aware of your own stress levels on a regular basis. So this is a stressometer that I'm going to tell you today, with which you can measure the levels of your stress within yourself. Now imagine that your stress level is 0, okay? So which means you have no stress, absolutely. कुछ भी tension नहीं है मुझे. Then you will say, अरे वाह बढ़िया है, but not really. As I said, some amount of stress is actually useful, because that really drives us to do things, that really helps us to stay motivated, to stay focused on our goals. थोड़ा बहुत stress ज़रूरी है to keep us going, to keep us doing things. अगर कुछ स्ट्रेस नहीं है, then I will just lie down on my bed, I will be lazy, I will not do anything, and that is actually harmful for my growth. There will be no growth. It will lead to stagnation. And you know, that is not great for my performance. So no stress is bad. When do I say I'm in a healthy level of stress or use stress? Is when my sleep, अगर हफ्ते भर में मुझे नींद का कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, I get good sleep, मेरा खाने पीना ठीक से चल रहा है, my physical health is good, you know, I have no physical symptoms at all, मेरा mood is more or less, you know, I feel more or less relaxed most of the times, and I'm able to have good interpersonal relationships with people because I'm able to manage my you know, stress levels adequately, then I'm in a state of eustress. So that 1 to 3 जो green band आप देख रहे हो इसमें, this is your healthy level of stress which ideally we all should try and aim at. Okay, now 4 to 6 is what I call as a moderate level of stress. यहाँ पे क्या होता है कि हफ्ते में 1-2 दिन ऐसे होते हैं जहाँ पे मुझे नींद ठीक से नहीं आती है, लाइक नींद आने में बहुत टाइम लगता है, रात सोने जाता हूँ लेकिन बार बार विचार आते हैं, दिन में क्या हुआ वही दिखाई देता है या सोच में आता है, खाने पीने में कोई देयर इज नो रेगुलरिटी, आई एम स्किपिंग मील्स, आई डोंट फील लाइक ईटिंग एट टाइम्स, आई डोंट फील लाइक हैविंग माय ब्रेकफास्ट, एंड यू नो माय मूड आल्सो आई हैव स्टार्टेड नोटिसिंग कि थोड़ा बहुत चिड़चिड़ापन हो गया है, मूड थोड़ा बहुत फ्लक्चुएट होने लगा है, but more or less it is still manageable, it is still not causing any problems in my day to day functioning. जैसे कि मैं जॉब पे फिर भी आ रहा हूँ या आ रही हूँ, मैं you know, I'm still functioning well in terms of my interpersonal relationships are not getting affected, my career is not getting affected, my you know, physical health is not getting affected, then that is the stage of moderate stress or distress where I can actually do something to help it get back to eustress. Some of the techniques that I've mentioned, but majority of them I will mention when we go to management of stress, is what you can do to get yourself back to eustress. So relaxation techniques or self-care techniques which you can do, and I'll go to the details of this in a while when we talk about stress management. But what is a red flag or a sign that you absolutely need to now look at yourself is when your stress level is between 7 to 10, where you know your sleep appetite and mood has undergone tremendous changes. आपको हफ्ते में 4 या 5 दिन 3 से ज़्यादा नींद नहीं आती है, आती भी है तो बहुत कम नींद आती है, उठने के बाद फ्रेश नहीं लगता है, खाने में मतलब खाना ठीक से जाता नहीं है, वेट कम हो गया है, मूड चेंजेस जैसे मैंने बताया, चिड़चिड़ापन बहुत बढ़ गया है या उदास लगता है, निराश लगता है, जीने में कुछ रखा नहीं है, इस प्रकार के ख्याल आते हैं, या बहुत ज़्यादा चिंतित लगता है, ऐसे लगता है बार बार कुछ गलत होने वाला है मेरे साथ, कुछ भयानक होने वाला है, मेरा जॉब जाने वाला है, या व्हाट इफ क्वेश्चंस बहुत आने लगते हैं, व्हाट इफ आई गेट कोरोना, व्हाट इफ माय फैमिली गेट्स कोरोना, व्हाट इफ आई लूज माय जॉब, व्हाट इफ आई यू नो, व्हाट इफ देयर इज अ वॉर, व्हाट इफ चाइना अटैक्स इंडिया, इस प्रकार के ख्याल बार बार मेरे दिमाग में आने की वजह से आई एम नॉट एबल टू कॉन्सेंट्रेट, it is leading to absenteeism in work and it is affecting my functioning. So it is affecting my self care. मैं खुद का ख्याल नहीं रख रहा हूँ, उसकी वजह से मैं खाना पीना ठीक से नहीं खा रहा हूँ, मैं नहाने को नहीं जा रहा हूँ, मैं कपड़े नहीं बदल रहा हूँ, you know, I'm not doing the things which I would otherwise do, then definitely that is the stage when you have to seek help from a mental health professional. So who are mental health professionals? मानसिक, जैसे साइकियाट्रिस्ट है, मानसोपचार तज्ञ हैं, then there are psychologists or counselors who have done their masters in psychology, या फिर you know, there are other mental health professionals as well, like mental health social workers or mental health nurses. These are also all people who work for mental health, for the well-being of your emotional health, right? So this is how you can measure your stress. So I would really encourage all of you all to keep your stressometers ready and measure the level of stress that you're experiencing right now, and every couple of days apply it to yourself and see how you're doing in terms of your mood, in terms of your physical health, in terms of your attention, concentration, in terms of your sleep, appetite, physical symptoms. Are you noticing anything? And that will help you to determine how you're doing in terms of your stress. I hope that is simple to understand. Now let's manage our stress. Now अभी आपने ये बहुत सुना होगा और ये बहुत जन कहते हैं अरे stress मत लो, you know what's there to take so much stress, या फिर लोग कहते हैं अरे meditation करो, you know go for walks and your stress will disappear. But stress does not disappear like that, and nor is it possible to not get stressed. Okay, stress, as I said, is a signal for you that something's not quite right, that it is telling you that there is a demand that is there either internally or externally that needs to be met, which is why there is this, that it is giving you an indication that you need to act. All right, so don't like this, saying this to someone, don't get stressed, is actually not quite helpful, because as I said, stress is inevitable, and what you can only do is regulate the level of stress so that it remains in that healthy level of 1 to 3. So now I'm not going to tell you go and do yoga, because, or I'm not going to go and tell you go for a walk, because if you have not addressed the actual cause of stress, then just by walking or just by doing yoga, your stress is not going to go away. So first step is identify the source of stress. Where is your, or identify the various sources of stress. Stress could be coming from your workplace, stress could be coming from your family, stress could be coming from your social life. Identify this source of stress, or whether it's coming from you internally. कुछ भी नहीं हो रहा है बाहर, everything is fine, but internally मैं मन ही मन में I am feeling वो suffocated जैसा लग रहा है, and that is where I need to absolutely focus on my own mind. Okay, so the best way to regulate your stress is really in your own hands, not by, because बाकी के जो फैक्टर्स है, आजू बाजू का जो सराउंडिंग्स है आपके, या आपका जो एनवायरमेंटल स्ट्रेस है, उसको आप चेंज नहीं कर सकते हो. कैन यू चेंज यू नो योर वर्क कलीग्स मेंटालिटी, और कैन यू चेंज व्हाट योर फैमिली मेंबर्स ओपिनियंस आर, और कैन यू चेंज फिजिकल एनवायरनमेंट, यू नो बारिश हो रही है उससे मुझे स्ट्रेस हो रहा है, कैन यू स्टॉप द फिजिकल यू नो रेन फ्रॉम फॉलिंग. ये हमारे कंट्रोल में नहीं है. What is under our control is our own self. And when I say our own self, what I mean by that is our own mind. Going back to our triangle, what were the three portals of our mind? Our thoughts, vichar, our bhavanaye, and our bartav, right? So by focusing on these three portals, we are actually able to mitigate majority of our stress. How? I will just explain to you now. Okay, so how to do this I will tell you. Firstly, अक्सर हम लोग क्या करते हैं कि you know we are very focused on what others are doing. अरे उसको देखो, you know he's so happy, he's having everything in life, यार मेरा ही नसीब झूठा है. You know we always compare ourselves with others, and उससे आधा stress हमारा बढ़ता है. So it is in our self talk. So watch your self talk. ये जो अंदर में माइंड में ये constant commentary चालू रहती है ना दिमाग में, जिसके ऊपर हम कभी ध्यान नहीं देते. हम ध्यान किसके ऊपर देते हैं? जो हमारे कंट्रोल में नहीं है. जैसे कि आजू बाजू के लोग, मेरे वर्क के कलीग्स, मेरे जूनियर्स, मेरे सीनियर्स, अरे लुक एट हिम, यू नो दिस इज व्हाट ही मस्ट बी थिंकिंग, दिस इज व्हाट ही मस्ट बी फीलिंग, दिस इज हाउ ही और शी बिहेव्स. उनके ऊपर हम बहुत ज्यादा फोकस करते हैं, और उससे उल्टा असर क्या होता है कि उनके ऊपर तो कोई असर नहीं होता है, उल्टा हमारा स्ट्रेस लेवल बढ़ता है. बराबर. तो इट इज इम्पॉर्टेंट दैट यू बिकम द इंटरेस्टेड ऑब्जर्वर ऑफ योर ओन सेल्फ. These two words are important. Not only an observer, because observer is passive. वो कुछ you just observe करने से कुछ नहीं होगा. If you want to bring about a change in the way you think, or in the way you behave, or in the way you feel, then you have to be interested observer. मतलब अच्छी तरह से उसको ऑब्जर्व करके देखना है वो पैटर्न क्या है हमारे थिंकिंग का, हमारे इमोशंस का और हमारे बिहेवियर का. और अगर उसमें कोई प्रॉब्लम हो रही है, उसमें कोई खिंचाव है, तो उसको रेगुलेट करना हमारे हाथ में है. कैसे वो अभी बताते हैं. तो पहले थॉट्स के ऊपर फोकस करते हैं. सो फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट व्हाट यू कैन डू इज ऑब्जर्व योर थॉट्स. तो अभी मेरा I'm just taking 5 minutes in a day where I'm just observing my thoughts. क्या क्या मुझे मन में विचार आ रहे हैं, अरे हाँ आज मुझे ये करना है, आज मुझे वो करना है, अरे कल तो मेरा ये रह ही गया, आज मुझे खाना बनाना है शाम को जाके, आई हैव टू बाय ग्रोसरीज ऑल्सो, और फिर बच्चों की पढ़ाई भी है, फिर उसकी मुझे फी भी भरनी है. So this is the self talk that is going on in my mind. Okay, now what I need to do here is I need to observe my thought and not judge it. अक्सर हम क्या करते हैं, अरे यार क्या फालतू के विचार आ रहे हैं, इसको बंद कर, कब कैसे बंद करेंगे, पर ये बंद होने वाला ही नहीं है, क्योंकि एज आई सेड आवर माइंड इज 24/7 चलता है, तो इसको हम रोक नहीं सकते. इसको क्या करना है, सिर्फ ऑब्जर्व करना है. सेल्फ टॉक को आप नॉन जजमेंटली ऑब्जर्व कीजिए, मतलब उसको एडजेक्टिव्स मत दीजिए कि ये अच्छा है, बुरा है, पॉजिटिव है, नेगेटिव है, नहीं. जस्ट ऑब्जर्व इट and then ask yourself 3 questions. Ask yourself 3 questions. Are these thoughts really factual? या reality based thoughts है क्या? अक्सर हमारा मन कहानियां बनाने में बहुत it's very creative. Okay, our mind is extremely creative in creating false stories. I'll give you an example. Now अभी मैं एक सेंटर चलाती हूँ and I have counselors who work for me. Now I'm giving you this imaginary example. So suppose my counselor comes in late into work, okay, and on that particular day I have too many things to do, and I'm oh my god, I have to do this, and I planned that I'll give couple of tasks to my counselor, but she only comes late. So immediately my self talk is like, अरे यार इसको आज ही लेट आना था, ये इसको ना काम ही नहीं करना होता है, ये हमेशा ही लेट आती है, इसका रख के मुझे कुछ फायदा ही नहीं हुआ. जरूर शी इज ऑल्सो नॉट एट ऑल अ सिंसियर काउंसलर, और उसको जानबूझ के ही करती है, और मुझे तकलीफ देने के लिए शी न्यू दैट आई हैड सो मेनी थिंग्स टू डू टुडे, व्हिच इज व्हाई टू अवॉइड वर्क शी हैज नॉट कम ऑन टाइम. दिस इज अ फॉल्स स्टोरी दैट आई हैव फैब्रिकेटेड इन माय माइंड. ये सच है क्या सब कुछ? नहीं. ये किसने बताया कि ये फैक्ट्स है? Did I ask her? Did I really talk to her to find out whether this was her thinking as well and whether she actually did it purposely? The only fact of it was that she did come in late that day and that I have too many tasks to do. ये दो को मैंने जोड़ के एक अच्छी खासी कहानी बना दी. But this became a source of stress for me because my own thinking became extreme, where I had these thoughts that she should not behave like this. How can she come late without my permission? She is not being helpful at all. So the first question that I need to ask myself and verify is whether my self-talk is factual, whether it is reality based or not. Second question that I need to ask myself is, are these thoughts really helping me to focus on the task at hand, whatever task it might be? If I'm eating my food and I'm having some thoughts about tomorrow or my meeting or my past, then are these thoughts really helping me to focus on the task which is eating food right now? If not, I let go of them. So letting go is the art of getting rid of those unwanted thoughts that come in your mind. Okay? Without judging them, without trying to suppress them, उसको आप दबाने की कोशिश नहीं कर रहे, उसको ऑब्जर्व करके हम छोड़ दे रहे हैं कि अभी ये नहीं चाहिए, इसका काम नहीं है अभी, जब आएगा इसका काम, when I have to really focus on the future, I will, but right now I'm eating my food, let me enjoy the food, let me really focus with all my senses on the food. So that's the second question I need to ask myself is, are my thoughts really helping me to be in the present moment, to be on the task at hand? Third question is, there are a lot of what if questions that happen. Arey yaar, what if I step out of my house and I get corona infection? Now you might say, now whether this is reality based or not, yes, you might say yes, there is of course a possibility that when I step out, there is, I can contract coronavirus in the current times. But when I make it into a certainty, कि नहीं यार मैं, if I, होगा ही मुझे, then the emotional reaction to that is going to be anxiety. मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा चिंता होने वाली है when I make it a certainty in my mind that as soon as I step out of my home, I am 110% going to get corona. If that is my thinking, then my emotion is going to be extreme as well. So the thoughts may be khicha hone wala hai, emotions may be khicha hone wala hai, and bartav is going to be what? I will not step out of my home. I'll probably wear double mask. I'll wear gloves. And I'll become very obsessive where I'm washing my hands 100 times in a day and sanitizing each and every surface 20 times a day and so on. So I need to ask myself, even if there is a possibility, how can I reduce? Are there any things in my hand that by which I can reduce the possibility of a negative outcome from happening? Agar mujhe, I want to prevent a negative outcome from happening, then what are the things under my control? In this corona example, what is under my control? Social distancing, wearing a mask, and hand hygiene. These are the three things. If I observe, then my chances of contracting corona are going to be less. This is fact based, right? This is what WHO is saying. This is what all the health authorities are saying. And these are the global practices that are helping stop the infection. So this is where I need to regulate. This is how I need to regulate my thinking traps. Okay. Next is your emotions. Now अभी भावनाएं हमारे लाइफ में बहुत बड़ा महत्व रखते हैं, क्योंकि भावनाएं अगर नहीं होती, समझो वी हैड नो इमोशंस, ना हमें प्रेम महसूस होता, ना हमें चिंता महसूस होती, ना हमें डर महसूस होता, ना हमें उदासीनता महसूस होती, तो जीवन में कुछ अर्थ रहता? I mean, just imagine a life without emotions where, say, someone of your loved one passes away and you don't feel sad. How bad it would, how the world would be so, emotionless, and it would be so disconnected. Like everybody would be so, just working like a machine. Then there would be no difference between a machine and a human being, right? So emotions are for a purpose. Emotions give meaning to our life. Emotions, tell us, they again drive our actions. So emotions are extremely useful, and all emotions are useful. There are about more than 1,000 emotions that human beings can experience. And I would many of us say na ki are yaar ye negative emotions mat, don't experience sadness, don't get sad, don't get scared. But when I see, अगर मैं horror movie देख रही हूँ तो मुझे डर लगता है. Like I cannot not get scared, right? So and that's for a purpose. It's protective in nature. That fear is generated because anything that is threatening in my environment is going to create that emotion of fear. So fear is protective for me. Similarly, if I'm entering a dark room where I don't know what is inside that room, if there is no fear, then imagine you're walking down a dark lane. That fear is actually helpful because that fear helps you to take adequate protection. Make sure that you have your mobile. If there is actually someone, some robber or some thief, or if I get lost in the way, I need to find a way to get back home. So that fear actually helps me to think logically, to plan in advance, to take necessary precautions in order to protect my well-being or my safety. Similarly, sadness, it's very protective. If if मैं fail हो गई and if I don't feel sad about it, then am I actually going to work hard to study again and give my exams? So all these emotions are actually very helpful. So, but what is important to understand is that extreme emotions can lead to extreme reactions. As we've already discussed the mind triangle, जब emotions में खिंचा होगा तो विचारों में खिंचा होता है, and similarly there is खिंचाव in a behavior. तो for example, अगर मुझे गुस्सा आ रहा है, अगर मेरे colleague ने काम नहीं किया, so obviously how am I going to feel? I'm going to feel angry. Most people will say that, right? But anger is not the only emotion on that spectrum. We use this word anger for all emotions like irritability, annoyance, rage. Lekin understand that each emotion is on a different spectrum in terms of intensity. समझ में आ रहा है कि जब मुझे कोई सामने वाला मेरे मन के खिलाफ बात करता है तो पहले मुझे एकदम से गुस्सा नहीं चढ़ता है, पहले मुझे चिड़चिड़ होती है, मुझे आई फील इरिटेटेड. और वो अभी बात करे जा रहा है बिना रुके एंड देन व्हाट हैपेंस, माय irritation increases. I feel a bit frustrated also. So there are mixed emotions that happen. Then what happens? He still continues, like he's just not allowing me to talk. Then what is going to happen? If I'm still not mindful of my emotions, it might increase to anger, and that anger might go into rage, where I actually slap him or I tell him gali galoch hoti hai wahan pe office mein, and there's a big drama that happens. This is what happens when we are not able to regulate our emotions. And even before regulation, I think one needs to be more aware of their emotions first. क्योंकि हमारे घरों में भी देखो, emotions की भाषा कभी होती ही नहीं है. Nobody really talks about emotions. या emotions की बात होने भी लगे तो immediately बोला जाता है कि अरे यार, there's no need to feel sad, just get over it. What's there to feel scared about it? Everybody is dealing with it. Be strong, don't be weak. So automatically emotions get associated with weakness or strength, and they get labeled as people who cry are considered as weak. अरे रोने का क्या है? You should not cry. बच्चा भी अगर रोता है घर में तो हम उसको बताते हैं कि stop crying or else I won't talk to you. First stop crying. पर वो रोना is an indication that something is distressing the child, right? So instead of telling the child to stop crying, if it's better that we understand where the distress is coming from. So understanding the reason for your emotions is very important. And once you become aware of your emotions, what you can do to regulate them. So measure them on, again, just like a stressometer, where they are on a scale of 1 to 10, where 10 is like an extreme emotion, 1 is like a mild emotion. And once they start crossing the level of 5, that's when you really need to, when they reach about 5, that's when you start to use some emotional regulation strategies in order to get the intensity of that emotion low. नहीं तो फिर even any form of extreme emotion will give rise to problems. Extreme anxiety से क्या होगा? Panic attack जैसा होगा. सांस लेने में तकलीफ होगी, सांस फूल जाएगी, छाती की धड़कन तेज हो जाएगी, ऐसा लगेगा कि कभी मुझे हार्ट अटैक आने वाला है, या nobody will come to save me. इस प्रकार को इसको पैनिक अटैक बोलते हैं. या अगर मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा उदास लग रहा है, then I will feel like जीने में कुछ रखा नहीं है, life is not worth living, I will feel like ending my life. So any form of extreme emotions, when they stay for a very long period of time, they can be harmful. So how to regulate our emotions? As I said, using the mind-body connection. When our mind is under stress, our body goes under stress. So in order to relax our mind, we can use what is called as slow and deep breathing technique. Okay. A very simple technique that I want to teach you today is the 4-5-6 technique of breathing. मतलब क्या कि you breathe in for 4 seconds. धीरे से 1, 2, 3, 4 काउंट तक आपको सांस अंदर लेनी है. You hold the breath for about 5 seconds and then you exhale for about 6 seconds. तो सांस छोड़ते वक्त उसको धीमे से छोड़ना है, सांस लेते वक्त भी उसको धीमे लेना है, और थोड़ी देर के लिए सांस रोकना है. इसको हम कहते हैं स्लो ब्रीदिंग टेक्निक, स्लो एंड डीप ब्रीदिंग टेक्निक. इससे क्या होता है कि हमारा जो माइंड डिस्ट्रेस में है उसको रिलैक्स्ड होने में मदद होती है, क्योंकि जब माइंड स्ट्रेस में आता है तो ब्रीदिंग रेट बढ़ जाता है एंड वी आर ऑलमोस्ट हाइपर वेंटिलेटिंग, या सांस लेना भी कभी कभी बंद कर देते हो, हमें ध्यान भी नहीं रहता है कि हमने सांस रोक लिया है एक्चुअली. बट सो इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू बी माइंडफुल ऑफ योर ब्रेथ. तो हम जो योगा करते हैं उसमें, प्राणायाम जो सीखते हैं उसमें वही तो है कि श्वसन के ऊपर हम ध्यान देते हैं. वी आर फोकसिंग ऑन आवर ब्रेथ and we are doing exercises of your breathing in order to relax our mind. So that's one way of regulating your emotions. There are many other ways. There's something called as progressive muscle relaxation, where you contract the muscles of your, starting from your legs, you progress towards your head. So starting with your feet, you contract the feet muscles. Unko, experience the contracted muscles, experience the tension in your feet, and then gradually relax them. एकदम से ढीला छोड़ देना है till you feel a complete sense of relaxation. Okay, ऐसे कर करके then you go towards your calves, You contract the muscles of your calf, you experience the tension in your calf muscles, then you gradually relax them. एकदम से ढीला छोड़ देना है. Absolutely don't hold any pressure on in your legs and relax them. इस तरह से ऊपर की तरफ शरीर की तरफ जाना है until you reach your forehead. Frown your eyebrow muscles. Experience the tension, relax, and then whole body relaxation. बिल्कुल शरीर को ढीला, जिसको शवासन बोलते हैं योगा में. So completely relax your body, and then you can even have something soothing that you can imagine, like you're on the beach, or you're in a very calm place, wherever you find the calm. Some people may find it in a temple, some people may find it on a hilltop, some people may find it by nature. So whichever is your place where you find peace, the most peace that you can imagine, and that way you can relax your mind. So I've spoken about the two very, very important portals of our mind, which we often ignore when it comes to managing stress. All right. Then of course there are many other things that you can do in terms of your behavior in order to manage that stress. First and foremost is lifestyle change. और ये बहुत सारे लोग बोलते हैं कि take exercise, physical activity. तो physical activity क्यों लेकिन लेना what is the connection is that whenever you do physical activity, there are certain chemicals or happy chemicals जिनको हम बोलते हैं that get released in your body, like serotonin or endorphins, which make you feel good. Okay, so they help to balance out the cortisol that is being released by stress and help us to relax. Then sleep and appetite are very important things when it comes to lifestyle. आजकल मैंने देखा है कि even in the lockdown period, many of us adults also have lost their sleep. Sleep problems have become extremely frequent. And नींद नहीं आना, रात रात जागना, इससे बहुत तकलीफ होती है. तो a few tips for getting your sleep hygiene back is, sleep is very, very important. Sleep is healing. Remember, 6 से 8 घंटा नींद सबको ज़रूरी है, because during sleep is when your body is restoring the mind energy, the body energy. Whatever you've learned through the day, whatever has happened through the day gets consolidated in your memory during sleep. So sleep is very, very essential for our body, and our immunity also depends on our sleep. तो ये नींद को ठीक करने के लिए क्या किया जा सकता है? तो रोज का एक फिक्स टाइम रखिए टू गो टू बेड एंड टू वेक अप. बहुत इरेटिक पैटर्न रखेंगे तो बॉडी कंफ्यूज हो जाती है, माइंड कंफ्यूज हो जाता है कि अभी सोना कब है, राइट? Especially I've seen this in children also, where during the lockdown they were sleeping through the day and staying awake at night. दूसरी चीज़ है कि कॉफ़ी या चाय का सेवन, या अगर अल्कोहल लेते हैं तो उसका सेवन कम करना ज़रूरी है, बिकॉज दैट ऑल कैन इंटरफियर विद केमिकल्स इन योर ब्रेन. जैसे कॉफ़ी में कैफीन नाम का एक द्रव होता है जो ब्रेन को स्टिमुलेट करता है, एंड दैट कैन गिव राइज टू इंसोम्निया. इवन इफ यू आर आई एम अ टी पर्सन, मुझे 2 कप चाय लगती है, बट आई मेक श्योर आई एम स्मार्ट विद इट, वेयर आई हैव इट बिफोर 4 o'clock. I will never have it in the late evening, because the later you have in the day, it is likely to stimulate your brain and keep you active and alert. तीसरी चीज आप कर सकते हैं कि have a routine to your day where you have some physical activity in the early parts of the day, so that by the end of the day you're physically tired, you're mentally tired, and sleep becomes a very natural outcome of the end of the day. Fourth, what you can do is especially the devices. It's a techno-savvy world right now. Everybody has gone digital. We are all on our laptops, on our mobile devices. Like अभी भी मेरे ये laptop है और बाजू में 2 phone है, एक मेरा personal phone है, एक मेरा office phone है. And believe it or not, this lockdown period has definitely caused an increase in the time we are spending online, whether it is laptop, whether it's mobile, whether it is iPad or any TV, any form of device. You are spending a lot of time, and that is causing a lot of not only mental stress, but it is also causing sleep disturbances, because ये सब devices में blue light होता है जो stimulate करता है brain को, तो it is interfering with our sleep. So make sure that when you are going to your bedroom for sleeping, your devices are all in the hall. You don't need to accompany them in your bedroom. उनको आपसे थोड़ा दूर ही रखिए, 1-2 घंटा सोने के पहले उनको बिल्कुल बंद ही करके रखिए, ताकि आपको वो डिस्टर्ब ना हो। हैव अ वाइंडिंग डाउन रिचुअल बिफोर गोइंग टू बेड। उससे क्या होता है कि बॉडी को एक मैसेज मिलता है या दिमाग को एक मैसेज मिलता है कि अच्छा, ये करने से एक मेलेटोनिन नाम का केमिकल है जो रिलीज होता है हमारे बॉडी में टुवर्ड्स द नाइट. So it signals our body to release this chemical. By doing this winding down ritual every single night, the body associates it with, okay, it's time to sleep now, which means now that the melatonin will start getting secreted and I will be able to sleep. So that winding down ritual could be anything relaxing, whether it's a warm shower before going to bed, or listening to some soothing music, reading a very very light sort of a book, कुछ heavy नहीं पढ़ना है. और जो बेड है आपका, don't use it for any work और या कुछ भी लैपटॉप यूज आपके बेड पे बैठ के काम मत कीजिए. Have a separate space. ऐसे बोलते हैं कि use your bed only for 2 things, especially for married people, for sex and for sleeping. तो ये 2 चीज़ों के लिए ही अपना बेड यूज करना है, so that your mind associates, your brain associates that with only these 2 activities and nothing else. So these are some of the tips that I'm sharing with you today to help regulate your sleep if it has been disturbed during the lockdown phase. Appetite. So healthy nutrition, all of you all know, eating good, healthy, balanced diet is very important to keep your immunity levels good. Having adequate vegetables and fruits in your diet, proteins that come from eggs, pulses, meat. There are various sources of proteins that you can get. Milk, dairy products, they're a good source of proteins as well. So have a good mix and match of all these in your food. Eat, home cooked meals as far as possible. Have hot meals as far as possible. And these will all help with your general sense of well-being as well. So these are some of the lifestyle. Now coming to work related stress or in general external factors causing stress, then what are some of the techniques that can help. So have some time management skills. Often we keep things to the last moment and then that creates stress. So have good time management skills where you're prioritizing the things. Okay, I have a deadline that is coming up day after tomorrow, and then there's something that I need to do today. So that needs to be prioritized first. Have smart goals. Have goals for yourself, but those goals have to be smart. So SMART is an acronym for S stands for specific, M stands for measurable, A stands for attainable, R stands for realistic, and T stands for time limited. Okay, time bound. So your goals have to be such that they have to be very specific, which you can measure and which have to be very realistic in nature. Like ऐसा मैं मुझे Mars पे जाना है, I cannot have that goal because it's a very unrealistic goal to have. Or if I say कि हाँ मुझे एक ना एक दिन successful आदमी बनना है, so this is a very vague, it's not at all specific, it's not at all time limited. Specific goal would be, okay, in about 5 days, I want to walk 1 kilometer every single day for 5 days. It's a very specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, time-bound goal that I have had in terms of my physical health, so or my lifestyle. Similarly, you can have goals in all areas of your life, whether it's work, whether it's family, whether it's your health, whether it's your career, whether it's your hobbies. Every area of your life, you can have these SMART goals and see how you're able to bring about a change in the way you look at life in general. So have some purpose in your life. Give look at the long-term benefits of what you're doing now. Don't look in the short term. And that will also help you to be focused and will help you to manage your time better. So that's in terms of time management skills. In terms of if life में problems आती है, सबको ही आती है, that challenges do come, but what instead of thinking, keeping on procrastinating or instead of keeping on dwelling on the problem, think about what are the solutions for it. What are the different solutions that come to our mind? Human beings are the only beings on earth that have got this thinking brain. This is a unique executive brain that you all are all from the field of engineering. So your brains you'll have high IQs, all of you all. So, your thinking brains are highly evolved, which enables you to take decisions, which enables you to solve problems, which enables you to plan, organize, make decisions, and, regulate your emotions as well. So use those skills to, brainstorm those problems, think of the pros and cons of every solution that you may have, and try and implement it. uh, and even if it fails, it's okay. There you have an alternate plan ready. Plan A, plan B है इसके लिए. तो brainstorming से क्या होता है कि a lot of solutions come up. If you're not able to solve it by yourself, do not hesitate to reach out to your family, to your colleagues. देखिए, we are all interdependent. Like हम कितना भी बोले कि हम independent है, but we all as human beings, we are very social beings, and we are all interdependent. We are all dependent on each other for something or the other, and that is what keeps us in a healthy ecosystem, right? If everybody lived independently, तो क्या मतलब था? What was the point of being on this earth together? So this having this interdependence is a very healthy way, where you give something to others give you something, and it may not be anything great as well. It can be just some support and advice. That can also be a great way of seeking help. So if you're not able to solve the problem for yourself, discuss it among your friends. They also might be going through a similar problem, and they might be able to give you a solution, or you both, or it might be a source of comfort to know that I'm not the only person who's having this problem, that there are many other people who are in the same boat as me, and we all need to row our boat together in order to get to the shore. Is something that we can tell ourselves and help relieve our stress. Communication is a key in human relationships, and I don't know, if we didn't have this mouth, what would have happened. But use the mouth very efficiently, use it when required. Just the mouth is not a source of communication, but ears are a very good source of communication as well. So before talking, in fact, listen. Your active listening skills are very, very important. That helps the other person to know that you're actually paying attention to what you're saying, what he or she is saying. So for active listening is more important, and listen to respond than to react, and listen to understand than react actually. So listening, सुनते ही नहीं है. लाइक बच्चा कुछ बोल रहा है, मम्मा मैं आज खेलने के लिए मेरे फ्रेंड, नहीं 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 उसके पास नहीं जाना है, वो बड़ा शैतान बच्चा है, and you will go, you will stay there till 8 o'clock, you will not come back in time. बस मम्मी ने बोल दिया ऑलरेडी, बट सुना ही नहीं बात. वो कह रहा था कि आई एम जस्ट गोइंग टू माई फ्रेंड टू रिटर्न दिस बुक, लेकिन ये ना सुनने की वजह से कितना प्रेशर हो गया दोनों के रिलेशनशिप में. सो फर्स्ट लिसन द फुल थिंग, देन थिंक अबाउट इट. वो सेल्फ टॉक को देखो कि आप रियल फैक्चुअल ही इंफॉर्मेशन आपने लिया है कि उसकी स्टोरी बना दी है तुरंत, क्योंकि माइंड इज ब्यूटिफुल. तो ये कम्युनिकेशन में ध्यान में रखो कि वो पॉज बटन दबाना बहुत ज़रूरी है. इंफॉर्मेशन लिया, पॉज बटन दबाओ, प्रोसेस करो और फिर रिस्पॉन्ड करो. ठीक है, नहीं तो क्योंकि क्या होता है कि हम इमोशनल ब्रेन एक्टिव हो जाता है, एंड देन वी गो इनटू दैट फाइट और फ्लाइट मोड. रिमेंबर दैट आई स्पोक अबाउट. सो दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. Secondly, no बोलना भी आना चाहिए. Like assertive communication is a very important skill to learn, especially where you feel that you are being not treated fairly, or you feel that undue pressure is being put on you, and that is resulting in stress. So I'll not say anything. There are many people who say कि जाने दो ना यार, it's okay करते रहते हैं, and then the stress keeps building till वो pressure cooker की तरह हो जाता है and it will burst. So it is important that you assertively communicate and draw your boundaries, where you say, okay, ये मैं कर सकता हूँ, इसके I'm able to do this much only. I'm very sorry, I cannot do any further than this. Or I would really appreciate if some of my work is delegated to others. Or I would really appreciate if you spoke to me in a certain way, whereby you're not allowing others to take advantage of you. So assertive communication में हमेशा sentences start with I. It is never a you, where you did this, that is why this happened. You were the one who you gave me a lot of work. That becomes more aggressive form of communication. Okay, so communication is a great way of managing your stress. So talking it out, अंदर रखना नहीं है. जो भी pressure है उसको जैसे मैंने प्रेशर कुकर का उदाहरण दिया कि उसको अगर हम बिल्ड करते रहेंगे अंदर ही अंदर, तो उसकी वो फिर that steam has to be let out at regular intervals, or it will burst one day. So talk to your loved ones, talk to someone whom you connect better, or if not anyone, and if you find that there's nobody with whom you can share your problems, then mental health professionals are always there. Do not hesitate to contact them. Self-care. Now, self-care means what? Is anything that you do to rejuvenate your mind and body. अभी वही उदाहरण दूंगी मैं, आजकल का टेक्नोलॉजिकल वर्ल्ड में something that we don't forget every single day is to charge our mobile phone. जैसे ही मोबाइल फोन की बैटरी 20%, 10% दिखती है, we immediately go and plug it, right? उसको बिल्कुल डेड होने नहीं देते. But what about our own battery levels? Do we ever check कि हमारी बैटरी अभी कितनी बैटरी फुल है, डाउन है, क्या है? कुछ नहीं करते. So it is important to pay attention to that and charge our battery on a regular basis, on a day-to-day basis, to build that body and mind energy in order to not allow us to get into a state of chronic stress, or what we call as burnout. Burnout मतलब जब पूरा मोटिवेशन चला जाता है काम में से, एवरीथिंग बिकम्स बोरिंग, उसमें ध्यान नहीं लगता है, दैट इज द स्टेज ऑफ बर्नआउट. तो उसको प्रिवेंट करने के लिए, एंड some people think self care is selfish. Not at all. It is not time consuming, it is not being selfish, it is not an indulgence. It is something that you enjoy doing that helps you to rejuvenate or feel refreshed. So it could be yoga, meditation, writing a journal, art, cooking, it could be talking to your friends, it could be playing games, sports, n number of things that can be done as self-care. Not doing anything can also be sometimes a self-care activity, where I just want to lie down, I want to just observe the nature around me, or just observe my own self, and that is also absolutely a self-care. Or sometimes doing some skin routine, like nails karne hai, ya parlor jaake aana hai, so that can also be a self-care act. And mindfulness. So mindfulness means what? Is again the same thing. It is mindfulness is focusing your attention to a task at hand. Bringing your attention to the present moment, or bringing your attention to the task at hand in a non-judgmental way is mindfulness. Okay? So without judging it, without naming it, you are trying to bring your attention to the present while being aware of what is happening in your surroundings. So awareness and focusing your attention, or bringing your attention to the task at hand, or to whatever you want to focus your mind on without judgment, is termed as mindfulness. So these are the various ways in which you can manage your stress. I'm aware of the time and I have almost come to an end. This is homework which I want to give all the participants. Is applying all the stress management techniques, you are going to tell me how you are going to manage the stress that is coming from this situation. Okay, so the situation is you have been staying till late at the workplace as there's a deadline that you have to meet. Additionally, you're working on all Saturdays. Financially too, you're not doing great, as due to this pandemic there is no increment happening this year as told to you by your organization. However, you still have to pay all the bills and children's school fees. At home too, there are constant issues with children's online school and household chores. So this is a very stressful situation that I have given to all of you. How will you manage this stress is something I want you all to do, work it out for yourself, where you'll be able to apply the stress management skills that I've just told you. With this, I come to the end. So remember, it's not the load that breaks you down, it's the way you carry it. So it's all how you think about it, how you feel about it, and how you act about it that determines the level of stress that you subjectively perceive. All right, so that's all from me. I will open this session for questions.
Yeah, thank you very much, ma'am. You have nicely driven through all this mindfulness and how to handle stress. Thank you very much. please raise your hand so that we can take the questions if you have.
Yes, questions, comments, if you found it useful, do you think it is practically applicable in your life? Any feedback would be welcome.
Hello.
Yes.
Umesh sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, nice session, ma'am. You told two techniques for stress relaxation. One is to breathe for some time
Yes.
and then relax, and the second is to stretch and relax the muscles.
Yes.
Any other relaxation techniques and you can share?
Yes. So, as I said, the couple of things that you could do is one is also realizing, watching your emotions like a wave. Okay. So remember, emotions are like waves. So waves का कैसे होता है? Some waves are high, some waves are low, some waves are strong, some waves are weak. But every wave that comes settles down. Similarly, emotions are also like that. So whenever you're feeling stressed, remember, tell yourself this. Say some positive statements in your life, in your mind, saying things like, this is a phase, but this is also going to. It's not going to stay at a peak all the time. It will come, it will peak, but it will settle down. So telling you this, watching your self-talk and telling yourself positive statements like this, that I have the courage to fight it. I will find ways to beat the stress. Will automatically help you feel positive about yourself. It will give you the energy to deal with the problem that is in hand, to feel relaxed as well. Some people find meditation very helpful. So meditation means what? Again, it's a form of mindfulness where you're bringing the focus to a particular thing. For example, some people do meditation by chanting Om, like Om, Om. So essentially what we are doing here, again, background talk is going on. बहुत बार ऐसे होता है कि we don't even know what we are doing. Meditation का अर्थ ही नहीं मालूम होता है काफी लोगों को. So meditation is essentially a form of mindfulness where you're bringing your attention purposely to a particular chant, such as Om or Hari, Shri Krishna, whatever, depending on the philosophy or spirituality that you follow. So that is also very calming, because again, you're trying to bring your focus to a particular thing and bringing your attention to the present moment. So that is very calming. So meditation is calming. Yoga is, again, yoga का मतलब ही to be here and now है. So yoga is also a form of mindfulness only, where you're bringing your attention to the different muscles of your body. So the yogasanas that you do are actually